doing my setup ritual. So I usually don't start this late, so I'm not wasting any time whatsoever. What did I gotta do? I gotta do all the things. Hold everything. Wanna watch me prepare? One phone, two phone, three phone, four. Alright, get out streaming phone. Let's light this candle. Physically and metaphorically? No, that's not the right word. Yeah, there we go. Lit this candle. But hey, Bror Fredrik, why do you have a lighter? None of your business. Yeah. Alright, we're almost there. Let me fire up chat activities. There's not 3 people just walked in. That's cool. I'll see it by myself. And the girls are here. Haley and Mercedes in the house. I walked in here. I walked outside. I had to take a quick phone call. When I walked back in, it was literally sitting there. That's service.
Got it.
Thank you. You're awesome. See? I got it. You got me, I got you. Don't worry. We all got each other here. Alright. Do I want to go premium? No. Do I want to switch to my other channel? Yes. So I can watch chat activities. Oh, Ozzy Osbourne, Mom, I'm Coming Home. I would really love to play that right now, but I'm not. Because I can't. Alright, let me search for myself. See what happens when I search for myself. Oh, I come right up. Holy cow. Look at that. #1 result for my own name. What a miracle. Believe it or not, that is actually a thing. Sometimes I don't come up. Let me like my own video. That would be awesome. Let me fire up some chat. Where's the chat? Oh, there it is. Live chat. They're still parsing out people. Apparently, my channel had a bunch of under 18-year-olds, like 70 or 80 of them. I lost like 70 some odd people day one when when everyone's names got switched back to what their real handle was, and that whole thing was an exercise in let's get rid of the underage kids. So apparently, I had like 75 freaking minors up in here. I didn't know that. Maybe you should turn off the minors. Or when people fill out their Google thing, sometimes people use, various, they just put down that they're 17. I always put down that I'm 99. I'll go back as far as I can. I was born in like 1901 on Christmas Day and shit. Just to throw off the algorithms. The only place it's not recommended that you do that, because it will change what you get, like spam wise and all the other bullshit, is your demographic. So they think like Xers and boomers have the most discretionary income, so you will get different ads. Minors will get, and people younger, and what is this, alphas? I don't know what the heck it is. They get different ads. Everyone gets different ads based on what you put. So when you put like that you were born in 1901, you don't get shit. Maybe a couple like funeral ads. Buy your tombstone in advance. Don't put the burden on your family to cremate you, shit like that. The only place you wouldn't do that, what I found, is when it comes to free internet, you always put like, regardless of what age group you happen to be in, always put like you're around 45 to 50, and if they ask you your income, which Simon Mall and Simon Properties will always do, always put like $1 million plus, and you get better internet. Go figure. You will literally get better internet. If you put that you're young or very old, you get the medium internet. I didn't think that was possible, but I've proven that on several occasions. You're in like the prime demographic for them, and they'll want your experience to be the best. Life hacks by Bror Fredrik. Let's get some schmutz on that. Yeah, there we go. We're all schmutzed up. Nope, we need some more. Friggin' dump it. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to this coffee. However, I've already drank like, how many cups today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this will be number 6. The strongest of them all. Alright, and then I'm going to say some hellos. I need to get some coffee in me here. Let's do it. Bunk, bunk. Come on. Let's turn this here thing around. What the? I got to do some justifying. Yeah, that's good. Good enough for government work. Does anyone still use that expression? Let's see. What are those cliche expressions? Oh, my candle done went out. Where's our ambiance? We have some juice in this one. There's some juice in this one. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Is that still a thing? There's no atheists in foxholes and deathbeds. Is that another one? I use it. Alright, let's light this candle. We need all the ambiances. Yep, that's pretty much true. There's no, oh, I would add casinos. There are no atheists in foxholes, deathbeds, or casinos. Because people don't even believe will be like, please God, don't let the 7 come. Please God, big tiger, you know what I'm saying? Like people will pray in casinos, they'll believe in God in the foxhole, and will start talking to God on their deathbed. That's a thing. Can confirm. Close enough for government work. You know who I ran into? We might see him on the way back. Chris K. I just ran into him, like right there. So we might see Chris K live. That's awesome. Let me do some hello activities here. Let's get some coffee. I'm not caffeinated enough, but I'm way more fun when I'm caffeinated. Mary Leathers, how you doing? Maria Ann, Venus, Chris Miller, Phil, Janice, how you doing? Who else we got here? Haley's camera shy. Wonder what? Kevin Murphy, let's see. Come on, drop all your names in there. I want to do all the lows. Tom Lars, my bro. Kevin H. Did I say Kevin H? I give you the 2 for Paramom. If Venus is here, I'm sure Jim is here. Oh, speaking of who's here, who just mentioned this guy?
I got $20 for your coffee.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Coffee handles.
Chris K.
Say hello
here.
to Chris K.
Let me turn off my phone.
It's all good. Chris is staying over. Well, I'm not going to tell you where he's staying over because you might want to visit him. But he's having a good time. He drove out.
Oh, it's great.
You drove?
I drove from Chicago.
Okay.
Took me about 4.5 days.
Not bad.
That's not bad. I could do it in 3, but I stretch it out.
Why
I'm
push
retired,
it?
so why push it?
Yeah.
And I'm going to do 5 days going back. So,
Nice.
and I love it. It's beautiful here. This time of year is perfect.
I'm probably heading out to Chicago sometime November.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll get to see you. I'll let you know.
Where at? Are you going to be?
Chicago proper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually out in the suburbs. But I worked 13 years downtown Chicago. Get up at 5:45, get on the train at 6:20. I was at my desk at 7:30.
What'd you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm an accountant.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did
CME related, and yeah, okay. Yeah.
boring stuff.
I love numbers. Numbers are never boring to me.
Well, you know, when I got interviewed, my boss asked me one question. He said, "This is an important question." He said, "Is accounting absolute or gray?" I thought, okay. what do you want? And I said, what's the right answer? I said, great. He said, that's the right answer. Now I know how you think.
Well, like that old joke goes, how does it go? He asks the guy, says, they're hiring an accountant. He says, how much is 2 + 2? Gets up, closes the blinds, shuts the door, sits down and says, how much you want it to be?
What do you want it to be? Well, he takes his glasses off.
Oh, he takes his glasses off. How much you want it to
What do
be?
I want it to?
You're hired. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Covering the coffee.
So, yeah.
Coffee.
Casino has been kind to me this trip,
Good.
which is a lot of fun.
What'd you play?
Video poker, all different kinds of. I love
I've been
green card.
trying to get people to just focus on video poker. Because you know the expectation of what you
Yeah.
can stay away from the shit machines.
Yeah.
You know what's good and bad before you even put your first dollar in.
Yeah.
You know?
Video, green card video poker is my game.
Okay.
So you get three or four cards. That fourth card will make the winning combination. You know, it's a lot of fun. You can go from $7.50 up to $100. Well, you can walk anything. But on the dollar, the quarter denomination is $7.50. The dollar denomination goes up to 100. 10 years. So, and then of course, depending on the denomination you pick, it will go up, to $1,000 if you want. But I usually do $7.50. So 3 hands, $7.50. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, heck yeah. Hit anything good?
Everybody?
Hit anything good, or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a lot of 4 of a kind,
I had,
kickers, all the things?
I got 4 twos, dealt with a kicker. That was a good one.
Okay.
And then I actually had a royal flush dealt, $3,000. That was nice.
All right.
The machine locks up when it does that.
Yeah.
So that was
So you don't do anything stupid and go. Yeah, you get the button with the coffee or the
and then
tequila
then you miss.
in it.
Yeah, I've had that happen. I got 4 deuces. I mean, it's been pretty good over there. So.
I played waiting for someone a couple of weeks ago, and very rare, I had 3 4s and the kicker.
Oh wow.
Very, very, very rare. I don't know why. Maybe I'm misplaying it, but I held the kicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of times I wouldn't hold the kicker.
Right,
I don't know why, because that, in my mind, that's 2 more opportunities to make the 4, but you already have the kicker, so I felt like I'm limited. No,
You
hit that
want to
son of
hold
a
the
gun. I
kicker
was
if it's
like,
triple double.
yeah.
If it's triple double.
Oh yeah, this is I played double.
Yeah, I like that.
Double is my
And
favorite.
then bonus poker deluxe. 10 hands, quarter game. That's $25. You get 3 cards dealt, and then it'll go dream card, give you that 4th card. It's $1,000. I love it.
No wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
They have a couple of old 100 plays sitting in the back, right at the entrance to the forum shops that are, you can play anything, but you play double, pennies if you want.
Yeah.
So your biggest bet on 100 hands, 100 plays, $5.
Yeah.
You're getting back money on everything, so you can play forever
All
with
night long.
proper strategy for $100, playing $1 or whatever. And if you get dealt something on the bottom, 4 of a kind,
But you're golden.
Yeah.
So I got to say, you
And
look
it's an
exactly
8.5
like you
machine.
do on the TV. Or
Thank you. Is that good or bad?
It's good.
All
Yeah.
right, good. Yeah, I
You got
tried.
the hair,
Yep. Norelco every day. Just keep things simple.
So what's going on today?
Not much. What do I got to talk about?
Are you done painting?
Oh, jeez. No.
Oh, geez.
Everything I touch makes whatever's next to it look worse. So the painting has
Migrated?
painting creep has taken place. It started out, let me do the bedroom, the guest room, then it turned into the ceiling, and then it's just creeping. And then I did got the walk-in closet, whatever, so I took everything out of there, why not? And then I had to wait, 4 days for it to dry, so all my shirts don't stick, and
And you got to sort through the stuff that you don't wear.
I did. That's one thing I could say. Goodwill made some money with me during this.
Good.
Because again, I lost so much weight, not on purpose
you.
per se, but
Well, still, it's good.
I know I'm never going to fit into any of this. The whole, well, I remember paying $69.
I had so many different
We got cable
sizes I
before.
could open a men's store.
Yeah.
You know. And then I thought, oh, you know, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
But I said, I'm never going to have a 32-inch waist again.
Mhm. So this weekend's project is the laundry room.
Oh, wow.
You know, suddenly the laundry room is looking, you know, it's like down, it's in the hallway outside the master, and everywhere I look, I'm like,
Now that's good.
no. And it's just, yeah, I'll probably end up doing everything. But
And
I
I
keep
know,
telling
I
myself,
would've
but
come
it's
by
Christmas. Yeah, I'll buy the pizza. You know, I've been saying to myself, oh, if I can get this done by Christmas, I don't think it's going to happen. So at some point, I have to just draw a hard line and say,
That's it.
good enough. You know how much a gallon of paint is these days? Like 50 bucks.
Yeah.
$50 for a gallon.
Yeah.
What
And it
happened in
doesn't go very far.
1999? No.
Yeah.
The rollers now are shit.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't matter whether I bought a good one or a bad one.
You
They're all
just toss
shit.
it when you're
Yeah.
done. Yeah.
I got that hook-shaped scraper to get, you know, the last bits out of it. And I'm just, whoop.
Yeah.
I don't have time to save $3 on a roller.
Well, I had to paint my house on the outside, and my sister who's shopping, she said, "You're not gonna fix it." I said, "Well, yeah, I can do it on my own." I said, "You're gonna put mine beside it." Now it's my house, but she's telling me what to do. Yeah.
Why not?
She said, "Well, you're gonna wrap the windows too, so you don't need to so aluminum on the windows, vinyl siding on the house." I hate to say it, it looked brand new. I'll never, you know, for the next 20 years, it's like age. I won't have to ever worry about it.
Yeah. If they did a good job of capping it, capping the windows with the aluminum and caulking it nice.
Oh, everything. Beautiful.
You don't have to worry about it. And it's insulation too.
They added insulation underneath. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
you'll
it
end up
really made a
saving on
difference.
fuel and good.
Because the house is from the 1940s, so I mean, there was not a lot of so it really, and tell her.
Yeah, you were right.
So, well, I'm glad you can admit it.
Did you do the shutters too?
I don't have shutters.
Okay.
Just trim around the windows. It's not that kind of a house. And it's a bungalow style. And I did vinyl is vertical.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's modern. That's nice. Okay.
That's real good.
'Cause normally you see the clapboard style all the time. Vertical, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah. So it turned out good.
And you don't get the same, like, sometimes when they don't install the vinyl right, too much expansion, contraction, and sagging, and all sorts of weird, but verticals,
It's perfect.
good.
Yeah,
That's good. Good on you.
That's what's going on.
I can relate. Yeah, never ending.
Never ending. You buy a house, you got a project for the rest of your life.
I was just about to talk about what. Might as well talk about it now. Being that we're talking about things. Damn, come on over. Being that we're talking about things. Hello, everyone. All right, let's see here.
Yeah, pay attention to your
That's good. All right, so you're just going to eavesdrop, okay? You'll just be flies on the wall. I was going to talk about this anyway. We just got notified by NV Energy that, okay, they went finally, after all these years, they went to peak and non-peak. So I'm like, okay, good. You know, it's not, I have a friend in California who's paying like 56 cents a kilowatt, 32 in the off-peak, which to me is like, I gasped my hair when I heard that, because we were at 15, and then they did the split, peak, non-peak, 14, and almost 11. So that was supposed to inspire all us residents to run our dishwashers, whatever, which really...
In off times.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it would be the dryer, you know, because air conditioner's always running.
That's always fun.
So, unfortunately, they weren't happy with that. NV Energy thought that would inspire people to use less power during peak so they could send it to the casinos. It's all about the casinos. They don't give a shit about us, you know? So they want us to save electric so they can service the
casinos can keep
casino.
going, yeah.
Of course. Okay, 2 days ago they said, guess what? You assholes didn't do what we expected you to do. So guess what we're doing now? You know, it was one of those like, you don't behave, we're going to turn this car around. Well, they turned the car around. They're going to monitor on a 24-hour rolling period your highest peak usage over 15 minutes, and that becomes your charge for the entire day. What? How is that even legal?
Oh my God. That's kind of invasive too. I mean, monitoring your usage over
A 24-hour period, they're going to take the highest 15 minutes, and that's going to be your kilowatt charge for the entire day.
That's not right.
No.
I mean, what are you using like in the middle of the night? Well, air conditioning, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
Who
so
came up with
unfair.
that?
Well, they vote, it's a monopoly, they get to vote on it, and they said, well, they have a $2 billion shortfall for infrastructure, and that's going to help for the casinos. And then they said, you know, you didn't listen last time, now it's gaslighting. It's in your hands now, what your bill is. It's 100% up to you what your bill is going to end up every month. If you do the right thing, it'll be lower. If you're wasteful, or they're even creating it as a class thing. They're saying that more economically, economically challenged people will pay less, and more affluent people will pay more, because affluent people don't give a shit how much, you know. I'm not affluent, I just like to be comfortable in my own home.
Right.
I don't like to sweat when I'm indoors.
Yeah. I just want to live normal.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the appliance, then they listed pairs of appliances that would consume the most. And they said if you run your AC, your dishwasher, and they threw in your refrigerator.
well, turn that off.
Well, I don't remember having an off and on switch on the refrigerator at any point.
Right.
So they're like, it's on you now. If don't come crying to us when your electric bill is high, because you did it to yourself. And everyone's taking it on the chin like, I don't think they understand it.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand what's actually being said.
I will tell you, when I bought my I had to buy a new refrigerator. I had one that was about 35 years old. And the electric bill was about $100 a month. I get a new refrigerator, it went down to $30 a month. Now this is when I'm not using air conditioning.
Yeah.
So like the fall, the winter, spring, $30 to $40 a month. I replaced all the light bulbs with those energy efficient bulbs, and I pretty much live in the dark. You know? It's like I got 2 bulbs on. You know, and this new refrigerator is saving a lot of money. So,
new appliances do save money. There's no denying that. And then I have a lot of battery powered lights all over. Like they charge them USB, whatever, and they come with a metal plate. You stick it on the ceiling, slap it up there, and it lasts like a month before I have to charge it. So
that's good.
I'm walking from the bedroom to the kitchen in the middle of the night, which is like 50 feet or whatever, it lights.
It lights up.
Yeah,
that's
and
nice.
It stays on.
Yeah.
Saved a lot of electric. But
so now when I run the air conditioner, then of course it goes up to 100. That's it. But I mean, that refrigerator really turned my bill up. But we don't have anything where they're monitoring us yet.
Man, and all the people here, they were giving away, what do you call it? They were giving away meters. If you wanted an electronic meter, that they were, no, thank you. I don't want you controlling my usage. Oh, you're a little high there today.
We actually had to get those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they took out so we have the electric meter that just goes automatically to ComEd, and they somehow create your bill. So.
What's the power company there?
ComEd,
ComEd, okay.
Yeah.
There's a ComEd, I was having flashback to New York. ComEd, wow. Yeah.
A lot of nuclear in Illinois too, so.
Good.
Yeah.
As there should be, and that should be almost free at this point.
Yeah, it should be, but
Walking billboard. That's interesting. I saved electric. I used to take my computer, which my editing computer uses a shitload of electric. It's got a 1500 watt power supply and fans and lights and all the other shit. I used to leave it just run.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
And then I just got into the habit of shutting it off, and I noticed that translated right to the bottom line.
Really?
It's like running a hairdryer. It
Right.
blow heat. It's just causing the air conditioning to work more and all the things. And I saved like $50
Yeah.
shutting off my computer at night.
That's a lot.
It was.
That was a good deal.
And it was a product of, I had a little bit of a brainstorm. I wasn't really thinking about it, but it's 2 zones. So one of the thermostats was on the wall, and on the other side of the wall was the computer. And one day it was just running, and I just put, for some reason, I put my hand on the wall as I was playing with the thermostat, and I was like, wow, this wall is kind of warm.
And it's right by the thermostat.
Yeah. So the damn computer's heating up the wall, which is telling the thermostat,
Blow out cold
keep
air.
running. Yeah. And I'm like, it's cool in here. Why isn't this damn thing shutting off? And another friend of mine's like, buy a new freaking,
That's kind of fun.
yeah. I would love another. Chris, do you want something?
No, just a glass of water. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Hallie.
So do you have a lot of other people come and visit, or?
You know, whoever, I'm welcoming. You know, come and sit, hang out. You hear that, everyone?
Come on down. The next time you're in town. So yeah, I might be coming back in December. I'm not sure.
Nice.
Yeah. See the Christmas display.
It's the best time in this town.
I mean, it's beautiful now. The conservatory.
I walked through the other night. A couple of friends were in town for the convention, and on the way I walked. I didn't really get to look, but they did a nice job.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And when we come in town, we get up around 6 in the morning and go down. It's not crowded. 7 o'clock.
Forget about it. So I was like,
So you used to work a couple hours ago, right? No? As a limo driver?
No. You don't want me driving you around.
Oh.
Actually, if someone was going to complain about my driving, they'd say I drive too slow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because here, I was more aggressive in New York. I wouldn't say aggressive, but there's a etiquette in New York. You know, there's a flow to things. Here, no.
There's a lot of different driving here. So we drove up to Mount Charleston yesterday. And coming back, you got the locals who are in a hurry. They're going fast. You got the elderly and the tourists. They're kind of like, where do we go? So,
Cutting over lanes.
I felt as though people were a little bit more courteous than in Chicago, because someone would turn their turn signal on, they want to move over, and people would let them in.
Nice.
That's what I observed.
All right.
You know, now me, no, you can't.
Me, the only people I challenge is the cab drivers. You know, when they try to like fender their way in,
okay.
I don't budge. I'm like, go ahead, hit me.
Yeah.
Hit me if you like, fine, you know. But I saw a cop yesterday. He did the same thing as us civilians. The light changed green, and he rolled forward 5 feet, and he looked in both directions before he went. Even the cops know when the light turns green, you don't go if you're first, because that's how I got T-boned. So, and it was bad. When they impacted me, when she impacted me, drove the car 37 feet parallel. It didn't spin 37 feet parallel. They estimated that she was going 47 miles an hour.
It didn't roll or anything, just pushed it 37.
Yeah.
And she was connected or pushing
the
it?
whole time. It was just like a T-bone sandwich. We just went 40 feet with each other, and I was looking at her as she was pushing me sideways. I was like, holy shit.
You're lucky to be alive.
Yes. which was strange. I'm supposed to have the all-around airbags.
Yeah.
The curtain and everything didn't go off. No airbags went off. Not
That sounds
one
like
airbag.
That doesn't make sense. At that kind of impact, they all should have gone.
Yeah, not one airbag deployed in that whole thing. And it took it like a champ. Right? There was, they showed me afterwards how thick there's a crash bar inside the passenger and the rear passenger door. It was like an eyeball, and that took the brunt of it.
Really?
Everything was pushed in a little bit, but it wasn't crushed.
Well, that's really good. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Haley.
So, with the slowdown in Vegas, it's still real busy over at the bar.
Bellagio always seems to break the mold with, there's people there. There's always people
It was
there.
pretty jammed. And this afternoon, a little tired. I didn't go up to the room until 1 o'clock.
That was the beginning of my week, too. When my friends are in town, I don't mind staying up late. A couple of them like, hey, have a drink, this, that. I'm like,
yeah.
Listen, you guys get to go up to your room.
Yeah.
I got to go to the parking garage. Two different things. And they're like, yeah, we get it. I don't want to be like a, fuddy-duddy or, buzzkill or anything.
But you got to have it.
Yeah. And, I got to go to the parking garage and I got to drive. I'm not going to...
And you got to go ways.
That's one thing I've never done was drink and drive. That's one thing I could say. There's a couple things I could say I never engaged in, and that's one of them.
That's good.
Drinking and driving. It's just like, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. Not only are you risking your life, but people around you.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And anything could happen. Someone could hit you and they'll blame you. Because you were drunk. You didn't react fast enough.
I learned that very, very young. I got rear-ended. And I thought I was going to walk and just be like, not physically, but with insurance and all the rest of that shit. And I was the one who got hit. And they were like, nope, part of the burden's on you because you were there. That's how it worked in New York. You were there. When I got T-boned, I got a ticket.
Because?
They said, if the cops are called, everyone gets a ticket. I guess it makes it worth their while to show up in, a disaster. And they said if nobody calls, then obviously nobody says, if I have to show up on location, everyone gets a ticket. And I said, what's my ticket? He said, failure to yield. I got a failure to yield ticket and I was T-boned. So I should have noticed.
Did you have a green light or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had the green light, but I should have let him go through me or whatever it was. It was just they threw it out.
Okay.
It's failure to yield T-bone, and they were just like, it still cost me half a day of, working and whatnot, but yeah, they said everyone's going to get a ticket, doesn't matter. So they gave me a ticket, so I learned very young that that's dumb. And, I've had, I think we all know someone who didn't fare well in a drunk driving accident over the course of our lives, so yeah, I knew a few people.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
It's not fun. I've actually heard people say how good they are at it. Oh yeah, wow, a couple of drinks, I'm even better. I drive even better. I'm just like,
okay.
Is that something to be? What is that, a skill set?
Yeah.
Not my estimation.
Well, there's enough videos on the internet and YouTube where you can see, cops pull people over. They can't even stand up straight. They end up getting arrested and make a fool out of themselves on YouTube.
Yeah. I watch those. I enjoy those videos once in a while.
And you always know how it's going to end.
Yeah. And honestly, even straight, most of us couldn't pass that the
walking
sobriety test.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I mean, straight,
Yeah.
with coffee'd up or not, you
Yeah.
know, if I'm going to be poking myself in the eye,
Well, and then they want you to
So-
walk like heel to toe. You
Yeah.
know?
good luck with that. So I don't even want to be there because, you know,
I'd be kind of like,
yeah, so I know I'm not going to pass it sober, so I know I'm not going to pass it with a drink in me. But, yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's a very unique place to be driving.
but I did notice that people were looking for people. Maybe there wasn't a lot of traffic.
Local traffic has been down a lot
Okay.
in town here. I mean, I was coming down Valley View today, this afternoon. I had to go to UPS or whatever. I could see 3 traffic lights in front of me on a Friday. I was like, what is
That's
it?
not normal.
Like, no, it's not. Normal would be missing the light twice on a Friday afternoon. And this, I'm looking, wow, it's quiet.
What's
Town.
causing that? I mean, residents would be still driving there. What would be tourists?
They're laying off a lot of people right now. They're laying off a lot of people. A few, I mean, they don't like to publicize the numbers, but they've laid off a few thousand people already. But then you have to think too, okay, that's the employees, but all the people that service a casino. So there's less truck deliveries, there's less, you know, laundry services, there's less uniform services, napkins, you know, all the things that support are not flowing through.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So
That makes sense.
it's been quiet. And people like, oh, I just came back from Vegas and it's just as busy as ever. Compared to what?
Well, I drove. My sister flew in, and she said the airport was not bad. She said when the plane landed, she said she had no trouble getting on the train and getting her dad. She said it's not people in there.
Yep, and it's been quiet. But then at the same time, they're still not learning their lessons. Again, coming from convention life, the prices that they're asking now are astronomical. You know, my friends were and business associates and colleagues, you know, they're at the end of the day, you know, we're having a drink or two. I knew I had to be somewhere. I knew I had to drive. All I asked for was this. A glass of water with ice. Actually, I figured they'd bring it in a bottle.
Yeah.
No, they bought that with a straw. $14 for a glass of cold ice water.
Was it like Perrier or sparkling water or just tap water?
Probably tap water.
$14?
$14 because I was sitting, you know, at the bar. Not at the bar. We were at I forgot which place it was. We were sitting at a table in a bar type location, occupying their space, and they charged me the same for a glass of water as if I had a
That's
mixed
ridiculous.
cocktail or something.
That's absolutely. That's.
I wasn't doing it to be cheap. I just had a reason. They didn't have coffee. They're like, sorry, we don't make coffee at, over here. We'd have to, there's a bar over there that does. This location does not. $14 for a glass of ice water.
So then you wonder about, well, I'll tell you, breakfast, it's $60, $70. By the time you have the tip and everything, it's ridiculous.
Yep.
So I consume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they're not recognizing that the frog is boiled. At some point they have to back off a little bit.
Yeah. And do you see them backing off any?
If anything, more aggressive.
Really?
I went to go meet a couple of people at a breakfast place, and just stopped in. I just wanted to say hello, make my presence known, wish them a safe trip home, that type of stuff during the convention. And I walked into the restaurant and they said, can I help you to have a reservation? I'm like, it's friggin' breakfast. What are we talking about here? And I said, no, I'm gonna just talk to a few colleagues and I'll be on my way.
Right.
They came by 3 times and said I had to order something because I was inside. their restaurant. I'm just like, I'm occupying a seat, breathing air, talking to my colleagues
Who are eating?
Yeah. You know, and they're like, well, you're here, you know. And then one of them said, you know, a manager asked if they didn't ask me to leave,
Okay.
which that wouldn't have went well. But they were just like, you know, are you gonna order or not?
Yeah.
You know, are you gonna order? Are you gonna order?
Yeah.
I wasn't like picking off people's plates
Right.
and filling myself. I was there to talk some business. Yeah. They were just like, if you're gonna sit, you should eat.
Now, was this a casino restaurant or like
Yep. I thought that was a little forward. I mean, the first one was nice, but the second one was a little more insistent, and the third one was, you know, rude. Yeah. And then they were like, hey, we're leaving anyway, so...
we're done? Yeah. And it may not be bad.
And based on that experience, so let me just say a couple of hellos while we're here. Let's see, who's here? Tom, that is crazy, right? They're just like, you're pretty... Unlike this place, where they actually like me. Well, I wouldn't say me, but they're friendly and happy. And that's why I love this place. I can get a 6-pack of beer for that amount. Right, John?
Yeah.
Isn't that freaking nuts? This. They charged me $14 for a glass of ice water, and probably did come out of the tap.
And they
Wasn't
didn't
like-
let you even keep the glass.
No. I should have taken it for $14. Just because I was there. I mean, it's like, yikes. I'll say hello to people. That's what they're going to bro, I'm in downtown Seaside Village of Carpinteria. Tuning in from the Palms Restaurant. I know where you're at. How you doing? Did I say that right? Carpinteria? You got T-boned by a drunk lady once? Well, the person who T-boned me was how they... It's a little bit of a story. She T-boned me with her husband's car. She tried to flee the scene. That's why I called the cops. Got a ticket for calling them. And her husband claimed that she had no permission whatsoever to be driving his vehicle. And he had that, what was that, the USAA that's only the military? And she was not on the policy, and he disavowed her. She's not supposed to be driving my vehicle and all this other stuff. So when the insurance company subrogated, that became a problem too. And then she went back to, I think, Indonesia. She was from. On top of that, he married her from overseas, and you know the insurance companies were ready to let me hold the bag. I ended up, the insurance company was not kind to me after that whole thing. I was the one. I was the victim.
How were you physical? I mean, were you injured? Or?
The only thing that was weird, believe it or not, in that whole thing. She impacted me so hard, and I clutched the steering wheel so hard that the impact pinched the carpal tunnel nerves on both of my wrists. And for a couple of months, these 3 fingers on this hand and these 2 fingers on this hand were numb. And I didn't have, like with this finger, I couldn't do, this for months and months and months because of. And it just came back on its own. They said there was nothing they could do, but it was pinched from the impact going like this so fast. I pinched the nerves in my wrist, the carpal tunnels.
It's pretty scary too.
Yeah, it was weird having like 3 stupid fingers. They were stupid for a long time. I'm like, come on. Yeah, it's like, I couldn't pick things up. I was constantly dropping things because these wouldn't grip. Yeah, but thankfully it all came back. Thank you.
I see my boss is telling me I got to get going.
All right.
So she's sitting over there. She kind of went like this.
Enough of that guy over there.
All right, sir. Good
Great
to see you.
seeing you.
All right.
All right. Enjoy.
All right.
I might see you over at the place.
All right. We'll talk to you
We'll
soon.
see.
All right. Enjoy it.
What's up? So that was Chris K. Chris K is awesome. So half of what I wanted to talk about, we talked about. So that was good. So isn't that crazy that, like, it's remember I said corporate gaslighting? That is corporate gaslighting on a freaking epic level. That, well, if you're not happy with your electric bill, it's your own fault now for using too many kilowatts in a 15-minute period. And then they're saying, how would they make that a refrigerator thing? That's the part, that's how stupid they think people are. Oh my God, I'm running the refrigerator. I mean, it's your frickin' refrigerator. Shout out Boca. I love Boca. So I'm supposed to shut now I have to think how to spread out my electric. I got used to doing things at night, because sometimes I'll run like the washer and dryer, like, you know, I got a half-hour meeting scheduled. I know the cycle on the wash machine's a half hour. I'll do it, you know. And then the next meeting, I'll either, you know, be off camera for the first 30 seconds and I'll be tossing it in the dryer. So I got in the habit of doing that stuff at night when I'm freaking tired. And now they're telling me, you didn't do a good job. Now, we're gonna just judge you. Isn't that judgmental, Sim? They're just gonna judge us. You know, you judgy MFers. So I don't even know what it's gonna be like, because my air conditioner, I run it all the time and I work from home. You know, this is the first time I've been out of the house, like legitimate, well, no, the convention this week. And then there's something next week, another one. But for the most part, I'm home for like 6 days out of 7, you know? So my shit's always running, you know? Always running. So they're gonna be just like, hey, Bror Fredrik. No, they're not even gonna do troll voice. But yeah, I can't imagine what my electric bill is gonna be like. Like one day, I'm gonna make the mistake, because I got like 20 amp circuits everywhere. That's one thing I'm good with. I don't have 50, I got 20 amp service on every freaking thing. Every room's on its own 20 amp. The kitchen's like got 2 zones at 20 amp. So yeah, I can run a lot of shit without blowing a breaker. So I could be running, let's see, the coffee machine. Anything that generates heat is costing your ass money. So like my computer, costing my ass money. Coffee maker, costing my ass money. Microwave, costing my ass money. So if I microwave my milk while I'm making coffee and the air conditioner's on and the refrigerator's on and the computer's on, my electric bill is going to be like a freaking $1,000. How do I stop that? Well, what, I got to train myself? Well, let me only run, okay, now that I used my coffee maker, let me wait 15 minutes to use my microwave. And in the meantime, I'll pull the refrigerator out, I'll reach behind it, and I'll unplug it. And they said this is fair and equitable for people of all different financial stratas. Like they're saying that if you're careless or you're affluent, which I'm not freaking affluent, you know? I'm not affluent, you know? So what? Because I could run my AC at 70 degrees when I'm home. That makes me like upper echelon or whatever. Like I'm jet setting around town or some shit because I like air conditioning. You know, so it's more fair for everyone, regardless of their economic situations, you know? Bing! My bro, one of my bros just pinged me. We say ping in the world, in the life. We say pinged in the life. I gotta drink me some coffee, I'll tell you what. This is a good one. The second one's always best. The second one's always better. I don't know why. Then they put something in it. That's the only song of Sade's I disagree with. It's better, never as good as the first. We had that conversation. Never as good as the first time. Whatever. Depends what we're talking about. But that was Chris K. Chris K is pretty awesome. It's very awesome. That was fun hanging out with him. I'm on a budget on a jet. You pay $149 a month? That's pretty damn good. That is pretty good. We were talking about it the other day. Do you know, I mean, I have never, in all the years I've been in this place, which is going on, I don't know, 7 now, I think I've been there, 7? Maybe going on 8, whatever it is. I've never turned the heat on. I have no idea if my heat works. I have no clue if my heat works. And the place before this, no clue if the heat works. Not a freaking clue if the heat works or not. I've never turned it on. I've never had a reason to turn it on. What I do have is I have one of those portable radiator things. I remember like a couple of times when it got pretty cold. Like, all right, I'll admit, I told you what I did on Christmas. I opened all the windows to get and then I had to pass out these big fur blankets and everyone, and we put on the fire and shit. So I brought winter inside for Christmas. Because it does get cold at night in Vegas. I mean, by our standards, you know, like 40. Yeah. So I got one of them electric heaters that burns. Again, that probably costs like $100 for 5 minutes. You know, it's like, it has a setting for like 600, 1200 watts. You combine them for 1800 watts, which is a lot. But it'll heat up a freaking room in a heartbeat. And that's all I ever need, you know? And got the fireplace. And I also have an electric fireplace. I got best of both worlds. I can burn shit. And I got like the electronic one. Works on a remote control. Like, boop. And then it's like, oh, what color fire do you want? Do you want fire? What do you want, like blue and purple fire? I'll take some blue and purple. Boop. And it throws off heat. That's another thing that it does. You press another button like boop, and it's like a hair dryer. So it sucks the air in the top and it like radiates heat like it's a real fireplace and shit. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. And you don't have to clean up after it. And then the TV sits on it and shit. It's kind of cool. Except this year, one of my goals is to put a mantle over it. Because there's always like, you know, kind of, yeah, I mean, I've always liked it and everything. It's cool to look at, don't get me wrong. It's pretty bright, they toned it down, it's cool. But I'm going to put a mantle over it so I can decorate that for Christmas too. What, whose electric bill is $69 a month? Venus, your electric bill is only $69 a month? Wow. Great day, Mom. She split. Paramount. When I lived in Arizona, I was on that APC budget plan. I remember. I've never got on the on that, you know, that monthly, you know, like the, what do they call it? I don't know, whatever it is, where they split out your bill and it's average and all that other shit. I've never done that. I don't know. It just never appealed to me. They're gonna bend you over and throw some sand on it. Yeah, no shit. Isn't that messed up? Yeah, Miss Google. I mean, they are, and it's all about, well, this is the mentality. This is how they gaslight everyone. You know, like, residents, I think, are finally tired of drinking the Kool-Aid of, oh, what's good for the casinos is good for us. It's so good for the town to have a baseball stadium. It's good. No, I ain't making a friggin' dime off it. You should invite me. It should be like a timeshare. You know, if you're a resident, you should be able to go to the Sphere like at least once a year just to chill. You know, we subsidize the damn thing. It causes us traffic. We never go. You know, it should be like, it's like a timeshare. You know, if you live here, you should be able to enjoy the town. But they gaslight you and say, well, it's in your own best interest, because if the town does good, you do good. Yes and no. I mean, you know, it's advantageous for me to be here for conventions, but sans that, I could be in a freaking cornfield and do my job, you know? It does not really necessarily matter. Half-nakedness. Shout out half-nakedness. 3 half-nakednesses. You'll see them on the way over here. But yeah, and then they're like, they gaslight you, and they're like, well, you know, you have to you have to keep your house at 78 at night because, you know, you wouldn't want the casinos to suffer a brownout now, would you? Because that would be bad for the city. And then they say, well, we got to take your money. They're going to add, and then there's like a tax coming too. There's some type of add-on fee for infrastructure so they can build more solar panels. We got so many solar panels. And you know where all the solar electricity goes? Here. Yeah, I mean, so basically the residents are subsidizing the casinos because it's in our own best interest to do so, which, you know, there is validity to. At least in my case, there's none, other than being here for conventions and whatnot, not having to fly in. But, yeah, you can tell, like I was talking with Chris, you can tell that the town, the residential side of town is much slower now because it's so slow here. You can tell, no offense or buts. What my watch is saying, it's gonna try to do an update tonight. Cool. Like, did I ever need an update? Yeah, Venus, I bet you don't run the air much because you got that beautiful, climate. Yeah, I love mantles too, Mary. Absolutely. Caesars is offering free parking? Really? I didn't know that. I took a ticket on the way in. Wonder if they're gonna beat me over the head. There's something going on here because this place had a few more people. But you go on the strip, it's friggin' dead. However, it rained yesterday. It was overcast yesterday. This is probably like one of the only places where we celebrate overcast days like they're holidays. You know, we've been scorched for 211 days straight. We have one day where we're not going to be scorched by the sun. You know, like at least I celebrate it like a holiday. I'm just like, yes. Yeah. And it rained last night. Yeah, it was nice. It was a little muggy today, but right now, what is it, 82 degrees? I think it went up to like 86. So yeah, the weather's finally breaking. Thank goodness. Thanks the goodnesses. Alright, let's see. Let me check out fan fundalization. Maria Ann with the 10. Thank you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Let's get back to all messages. All Caesars properties, no kidding. Dave, your electric bill's only $150 a month? Holy shit. Mine's like $450. Like seriously, mine's like between $350 and $450. It used to be like 3-4 years ago, the electric bill in the winter, if you can call it that, was like $65. You know, like I just was hitting like the base. You know, there's always like a base, even if you leave the house and never come back. You know, that's just a base billing cycle, the base fee and a couple other bullshit fees or whatever. It'd be like $65. Not anymore. Now, if I went away on a month vacation, like January when it's the coolest and I'm not running a damn thing, it would be like $150, $160 in the winter. So the summer's like between three. This summer's been better because this summer was not brutal like last summer. We had that shit first week in July. But yeah, electric bill's generally between $350 and $450. Yep. To subsidize the casinos. Shout out casinos. You know what? I use two things for taking notes, and I take a shitload of notes. Digital, I use an iPad with what do you call it? The screen on it that you can write paper like, I think it's called. Yeah, I got one of them. I take all my notes. And I also go analog sometimes. And this week I was all analog because it's just fun to be analog. I like taking notes and scribbling shit down. So I found in one of my desks, I have like a ton of them. Because you used to be able to buy like a spiral notebook for like 3 for 99 cents a couple of years ago. So I just stocked up on them shits. Now they're like $7 for some reason. Anyway, I've always kept a budget, right? Now I keep it in like an Excel spreadsheet, but sometimes like, you know, I do so much stuff, I don't feel like opening up an Excel spreadsheet to put down that I spent, you know, $7 for a gallon of milk at the bodega and just jot it down. I found my budget from 2015. From 2015. Currently, and okay, this is the thing too. I still had a car payment, an auto payment, in 2015. It was like it was lower. It was like 3-something, 350, 380, 400, whatever the hell it was. 0% interest because I'm not stupid. However, I was buy things to my advantage. So I bought it at 0% interest. That's when you can tell the economy's going to turn around, when you start seeing low. But now I hear people paying, like, the average car payment's like $1,000 because, you know, car payment's like 8%. If you're buying a car at 8% interest, anyway, that's another conversation. Well, and this is with the car payment. I calculated that 10 years later, it's costing me 71% more 10 years than 10 years ago. And that's without, I haven't done the calculation because I was thinking about it later. I was like, wait a second, that had the car payment in it. So if I strip out the car payment, because I'm not paying one now, it would be probably 100%, close to 100%, probably in the 80s. It costs 80% more. So basically, what cost $100 in 2015 costs 180 in today's dollars. So 180, basically, okay, give it another 2 years. Your buying power, that's why you should buy Bitcoin, quit fucking around. Your buying power is 50% less. It costs $200 to have the same buying power as you did 10 years ago at 100. I mean, I had Walmart deliver some shit, right? And I'm like, how is this $178? Like these few things? $178? I mean, what I've spent this month or in the past 30 days on incidentals and food is just astonishingly high. And price of eggs went down. That had nothing to do with 47 because that was a bird flu thing. But everything else, and then, dig this. I was watching, did anyone else watch the Federal Reserve? You know, okay, they knocked a quarter point. All right, fine, great, wonderful. I told you, did I not tell you? If you didn't make any money on SoFi when I said I was buying it at frickin' $7, it's now $27. Why? It's an interest rate play. It's an interest rate play. I was trying to explain that to everyone. It was like, choo. So I hope you did good there. Anyway, what the hell was I talking about? I was thinking about my portfolio. I was talking about something. Yeah. So, I digressed. I digressed a little too much. She's digressing. Well, you digressing. So I'm watching the Fed. I'm not watching it. I listen to shit. I don't have time to watch stuff. So I'm listening to it. I got it on the TV. I'm working, doing my thing. And you know what the Fed said? They said, and people are complaining, oh, the tariffs, oh, I'm paying more because, no, you're not. No, you're not. The Fed came out and said, according to their data, middlemen, distributors, and manufacturers who buy shit from overseas, specifically China, are eating the costs. Because, you know, I was listening, I had my ear to it because, you know, I want to know how it affects my business. Okay, and life in general, of course, that's my nature, and I love numbers. They said these people have been eating it. large retailers, large manufacturers, they've been eating the tariffs. They have not been paid. They estimate less than 1% of the tariff that they're paying extra for has trickled down to the consumer. Less than 1%, and in some cases 0.3%. That's 1/3 of a percent. It's 1/3 of a penny. It's next to negligible. So yeah, that is a problem. So they were anticipating that that's gonna happen. It's not unsustainable for Adele, right, Mary? Shout out SoFi. I was talking $7. I'm like, this guy's gonna kick some ass. I got a handle on that SoFi dude. He's like, oh, anyway, they shelved the most profitable part of their business, waiting for interest rates to come down. Every time the interest rate comes down, boom, there they go. Anyway, yeah, so they have yet to start passing along costs to consumers. They're eating it, and that is unsustainable. Dell cannot sustain to do that. Procter & Gamble, nobody can sustain to do that. They just don't want people to have sticker shock when they walk in, but we're getting sticker shock anyway, because everything is going up. Imagine if, they pass through 30% and Trump doesn't get around to passing, any other type of tax break, or, he's been saying for a while. I'm waiting for him to live up to his word already. Come on. I mean, the first 100 days was cool as fuck, but, when are you gonna, when are you gonna, not tax tips? I mean, stroke the pen. I found out that YouTube Super Chat is not taxed under this new thing, which is kind of cool. I mean, not that it matters, because, so far I got $10, which really is $6. So at least I don't get taxed on $6, But that's besides the point. Yeah, so it's going to be a problem. So he said, "Oh, I'm going to see to it that nobody who's making under 200K up to 199.999 is not going to get taxed." Well, do it already. Quit talking about it and do that shit. So that's going to help a lot of MFers out. And you know what they're going to do with the extra money? Now that they're not being taxed anymore, guess what they're going to do with it? They're going to spend it, which stimulates the economy. They should put me in charge for just for a week. Just don't take pot shots at me. I figured it out. I'll figure it all out. I'll be like, tax break for you. I'll fix it all. Seniors, no, you don't have to pay tax on shit anymore. You made it this long on this planet Earth, and nothing for you. Yeehaw. Ms. Google, thank you very much. Love you. I appreciate it. No worries. Yeah, I'd be like, okay, and you know what else I would trash? Real estate, like property tax. F that shit. That's the biggest scam known to man. Well, you own it, but you still have to pay for it? So you're saying I don't own it? Car registration. What the actual fuck do we need to pay car registration for? Give me one good reason. Someone will say, but it goes to fix the road. No. They'll tell you the same thing with your property tax. It's going to fix the roads. But it's not. Because you could bury a horse in half the potholes I drive over on the way to the strip. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see my property tax doing shit. Registration? I don't see it doing shit. No. It's just... No, you will pay for your car 3 times over the life of the car. You will pay for your house twice over the time of the mortgage. It's a bigger scam. I do away with those 2 scams, AMF. I fix everything. And people say, well, then how's the government going to make money? To do what? To do what? Secure the borders, have a strong military. After that, what the hell do you need? What do you want from me? What do you want from me over here? Come on now. That's how I'd fix the country in a month. I fix the shit. I'd have prisoners fix the roads. Because isn't the idea of prison to make restitution to society, right? Thank you. I appreciate that. Marianne. Isn't the purpose of prison to make restitution? It's Marie Bell here. How you doing? Isn't the purpose of prison to make restitution to society for the wrongdoing that you did? Oh, but somehow, they said yes, people abused it. There's people did weird shit with the prisoners and chain gangs and shit like that. But at the same time, there was merit to it. And then there was stamping license plates, and they were turning them into shivs and stuff. However, how about they fix the roads? Say, okay, here's your choice. 10 years in the Crossbar Hotel, we could shave it down to 7 if you work 3 or 4 days a week. Help fixing the damn roads. We got a built-in labor force. No, that's cruel and unusual, and that's this and that's that. No, it's not. You harmed society. You have to make it back up to society. Oh, but I only harmed one person. I'll go pave their driveway. No. You harmed society by making it less safe. So now you gotta fix some damn roads. End of story. Male, female, I don't give a shit. Fix some damn roads. Clean the garbage. Clean the streets. Do something. Make it up. I fix all the problems. I am a natural born problem solver, solution finder. I figured that out. Who's gonna let me? They'd be like, pew, pew. Why? Because, alright, I'm not even gonna go there. Corruption. Anyways, property taxes pay for infrastructure. Do they? Can't see. Okay, I get the idea. And when my property taxes, school, I don't have no freaking kids, so I got to pay to educate other people's kids. Cool story. I'd prefer to opt out of that because the education system here in the United States blows chunks anyway. I prefer to opt out of that. Does it pay for emergency services? No. If I get hit by lightning and they come and pick me up, I'm getting a bill for like freaking $10,000 from the ambulance company. So that's not covered. My roads are all freaking, like I said, you can bury dogs, cats, and horses in the roads here, so it ain't going there. The infrastructure. Where's it going? Hoover Dam? Where is it going to? They tell you that, but do you see it? That's what you need to ask yourself. If all our tax money was properly going to infrastructure, school, education, emergency services, they'd be perfect. But they suck. They suck. So either they're inefficiently using our money or they're siphoning it off for some other reason. Otherwise, our roads would be perfect. Decatur Boulevard, it took them 4 years to pave 5 or 6 miles of Decatur Boulevard. So you're telling me I paid for that, for them to fix part of a road, which is like 20 miles long. They did 5 miles of it. It's perfectly smooth and nice, don't get me wrong. 4 years of traffic, aggravation, and bullshit. And by the time they get around to the next part, it'll be time to do this part again. Would it take 4 years, 3 years to build that, to put an exit and a couple of bridges on Tropicana? That's where my tax money went? No, they got that shit from the federal government. So where am I seeing this? Oh, am I seeing, it's a police department? No, it's not. Because sales tax pays for that here in Las Vegas. And so do some of your the taxes on the hotels. They don't take. So we're not getting it. So that was supposed to be what it was for. But you know what? There was no federal income tax until World War I, 2013. They were just like, hey, there's these crazy people over here. We gotta like hustle the boys up and send them across. We're just gonna do this tax thing. Before that, it was all tariffs. There was no such thing as friggin' income tax. It was all tariffs. That's what we're trying to get back to, but I think we're too far gone. The bureaucracy, the government is too addicted to the free money that taxation affords them. So, and the free ride and the NGOs and all the free money. It's just like they're pissing your money away like it's, it's easy to spend other people's money. When it's other people's money. You know what? When I have other people's money, I'm even more judicious with it than myself. I have more respect. But however, some people like OPM, there's actually an expression, OPM, hey, other people's money. And that's our government. The government wrote that song, OPM. Anyway. So, they were just like, hey, it's a temporary thing. Well, we're going to ask everyone to really tighten their belt and pay this income tax deal. It's temporary. Don't worry. It's just... When the government tells you that something, a tax or a fee is temporary, name one tax. Like even here in town, there was 3 of them that our current governor kept in place. They're like, no, we're cool with that. I know we said it was going to go away, but just not yet. It was an additional tax to fund more police. Like, we're at almost 9% sales tax here in Las Vegas. Did anyone know that? Like we're scratching close to like California and like whatever, Hawaii level. We're at almost at 9% now. And that was supposed to go away. They added like another 0.35% that was supposed to be a temporary thing so they could expand the police force. Okay. Well, we know it's still temporary. Don't worry. It's still temporary, everyone. Calm down. It's still temporary. So, just like the income tax since 1913, the federal income tax, still temporary. They just like, yeah, it can go away. Not yet, but it's temporary. Don't get your panties in a bunch. It's temporary. Just make me president of the world for a friggin' week. I'll fix it. What time is it? Let me see. It's 10.2 in Washington? No kidding. Yikes. Do you think 0.5%? Well, it was 0.25%? No, it's not gonna. Well, cheap money. That's what you call, like, as the interest rate goes down, that's called the price of money becomes cheaper with the interest rate. $100,000 at 5% is different from $100,000 at 3%. So you would say the cost of money is now cheaper. It's got to be significant to really, but where does it really, who's taking advantage of that? Are we going to see it in our mortgage rates, perhaps? Are we ever going to see 3% and 4% mortgages ever again? I doubt it. I doubt it. Maybe we'll go down to high 4s, low 5s, like that. But yeah, the price of money is coming down. But the only people who are going to take advantage of the price of money coming down is people who don't need the money. Are we going to see it? The consumer is you're paying penalty rates on your credit card. It used to be 18% was the penalty. Like if you missed 2 months or something, they were like, you dumbass. you're now getting the penalty rate. It used to be 9%, 10%, 11%, 13%. And then the penalty rate was like 18, 19, 20, and 21, the punishment rate. Like, yeah, like I couldn't afford it at 10%. Now you want me to afford it at 20%? What the fuck? Anyway, will that translate? Because everyone's paying penalty rate now, you know, at 18%, whatever your credit cards are at. Minus, bring that down to like 17.5. Does that really affect your budget? Ooh, I have an extra $42 this month. No. It only affects people who are investing. You know, if you're borrowing $3 million to get something going, you're borrowing $20 million or whatever, yeah, that's a significant difference. But to the average person with consumer debt, no, it's not. I mean, cars are currently at, what, 8%? I wouldn't buy a freaking car now if you paid me. No, if you paid me, I'd buy if you paid me to buy a car, I probably would. Or would I? No, I wouldn't. I'd still buy a good used car at this point. Until it goes down. I ain't paying no friggin' 8%. How stupid is 8% interest on a car? On a car. And then all the other shit that's involved. That's stupidity. Anyway. Yeah, so with a 0.5%, oh, my car payments, it used to be $1,006. Now it's only $987. It doesn't help the average person. I mean, yeah, in the mortgage game, if you're buying a home, yeah, it could be substantial savings, but not huge over the course of the loan. You know, say $20,000 over 30 years or something. But yeah, it doesn't really have the same impact as it used to. You know, rate cuts and whatever. Business loves it. If your car's almost paid off, Miss Google, that is friggin' awesome. That was the smartest thing I ever did. I stuck an extra between $25, $50 to $100 every single month, and I paid it off like a year and a half early, just bringing that. I mean, it was zero interest anyway. So, yeah, not having a car payment is sweet. It's friggin' sweet. I mean, that's a flex now. You know, when people are like, oh, I drive this, I drive that, I'm like, how much is your car payment? It's like, oh, that's a rounding error. It's only friggin' $1,292 a month. I'm just like, I don't have a car payment. Flex. And I ain't driving a hoopty neither, you know? That's a flex, not having a friggin' car payment. But I don't get people. Yeah, get out of that as soon as possible. You know, there's ways to buy down your mortgage, too. That's what you're doing? Nice, Miss Google. You know, there's ways to, you know, I mean, you're cutting length of time off your mortgage. You can never bring down your mortgage. All you can do is reduce the amount of payments. You know, you take a 30-year mortgage, if you get like a HELOC or something, you gotta be tight on it though. You gotta be coordinated. Like if you put an extra $100 in your mortgage payment every month, you would cut off a couple of years, perhaps. It's not like next month's payment is going to be less or whatever. That's called a refinance. But you can pay off your mortgage. You know, if you could afford to add like an extra $1,000 a month, yeah, then you'll realize that. Like, you know, take a 30-year mortgage, toss another $1,000 at it, depending on what you're at. Yeah, you can cut it down to like under 10 years. You know. And then you're living whatever, but you still gotta pay those fucking property taxes. That's the scam. You still gotta pay the damn property tax. So you still, and then if you don't pay it, they kick you out of your own house. And a homeowners association, oh, you know, you let your grass grow 4 millimeters too tall, we're freaking seizing your home. I was watching some video where this dude, he goes around, he's got a YouTube channel, he goes around helping people whose weeds and shit are overgrown for free, and it makes him money, it's content and whatever, and they speed it up because like mowing tall grass is cool, and he's there with the weed whacker, doing the things, you know, it's just cool. So he's doing this, right? And the cops roll up. And he's like, how you doing? You know, he's like, he's doing a YouTube thing. And he's like, hey, how you doing? And they fucking handcuffed the dude. They handcuffed him. And it's like, what the hell? Why are you handcuffing me, bro? Don't tase me, bro. I'm just helping. And it was like an 80-something-year-old woman who was getting fined by the city for having overgrown grass and, you know, like there was stuff growing all over and whatever. And, yeah, you watch it? Okay. And they handcuffed the dude. And they're like, well, what's up? What did I do wrong? I'm helping this old elderly woman, you know. And the elderly woman's over there crying her eyes out. No, please don't, no. She's telling 5-0, you know, he's doing that. He's doing it for free on top of that. And you know what the cops are? They're like this here. You're interfering with city business because we levied a $300 fine against her. And we were going to charge her another $300 to have the city come out and mow her shit. So you're interfering with the city's ability to get $600 out of this elderly woman. Imagine that. Interfering with city business, interfering with our ability to fine an elderly woman and to get even more money out because now it becomes a city job. That is unconscionable as a civilized society to do that to anyone, let alone an elderly woman. And arrest the dude for helping an elderly woman, which is what we're supposed to do in this life, to help one another, to take care of our elderly and all the things, right? Dude gets arrested. It's interfering with our city extortion frickin' plan. Our ability to frickin' hose this old lady for $600. We're gonna put you in jail. They released him later with a warning. Don't do it again. Don't help anyone. Do not help anyone. You're interfering with city business. What do you do? What do you? You know, we were set to make money off this lady, and you're preventing us from doing it with your free service. And as an officer, I would have told her. I mean, I probably would have lost my job over that. I would have been like, eat a bag. I ain't messing. If I was an officer, I would have helped. I would have been like, and you know what? I would have called the news so they couldn't fire me. I'd be like, ABC, you know, I'm on the corner of 5th and Main helping some old lady in my freaking cop uniform because the city's doing some shit. And I would have got there with my cop uniform on and everything, and I would have been weed whacking her shit. I would have, instead of enforcing that and then letting them off with a warning, I would have freaking whistle blew the shit out of that. But, you know, these you know, cops are people too, worried about his job, worried about his ability to pay his frickin' someone to mow his shit. So I get it, but at the same time I don't. What kind of society are we becoming? You know, you're interfering with our grift? Is that what we're saying here? I interfered with your grift? Okay. I interfered with your protection business? I don't get it. It's crazy. It's done me crazy. Alright, what are we doing here? Woo! I've been talking the balls off rhinoceros. I don't know if I'd ever run for office. I had a chance once, a number of years ago, to run for some city position. I was just like, I mean, I got some thick-ass skin, but I also have no filter. So I don't know if I'm not built for that. I'm too into having a, you know, I'm opinionated. When you're a politician, you cannot, as a sole politician, you can't change shit because you got to compromise. You enjoyed the conversation? Good. I'm glad, Paramount. You got to compromise. You're like, this guy's going to be like, hey, I'll vote for your bill, or I'll give you what you want if you give me what I want. I'm like, I don't agree with what you want. He's like, I don't agree with what you want, but hey, you vote for mine, I'll vote for yours. And it becomes like one big compromise. So nothing is ever going to get done. Right, left, middle, doesn't matter. So politics now is weird. The Fed only sets the short-term rate. Yeah, it doesn't really trickle down. Yeah, that's what people don't know. The sweep accounts benefit. Margin rates benefit. The sweep rate is the most beneficial thing to do. If you don't know what a sweep is, it's where they take all your money at the end of the night, sweep it, make some interest on it, and give it back to you. Sweep rates. Anyway. Alright. Yeah, imagine getting arrested for feeding the homeless. You're breaking accounts. Here, the casinos were never allowed to give this, when every one of them had a big-ass giant buffet. They had like thousands of tons of food. They could have solved all the hunger problems in the entire valley. And they were like, nope, it's a health concern that you feed people. So what did they do? They sold it to pig farmers. All the food left over at the end of the day from the buffets ended up pig slop here in Vegas. Because you can't give that to people. Okay. And if you do, you can get arrested for it. Like, I've seen videos of people getting arrested for like dumpster diving. You're not, because they throw away expired shit. Like they throw away the expired meat. And then if you go in there, they'll like arrest you. That's our property until it's picked up by waste management. Oh, so you're better off with just this product rotting. Let me rule the world for a week. I'll fix all this shit. But you gotta like back me up. I'll fix all this shit. To me, it's simple, and so could you. To me, it's so simple. Stop that. Like, go Google Bob Newhart stop. Go Google that. Bob Newhart stop. Just stop. But too many people are making money off the fucked up things that take place in our society. That's the problem. Too many people are making money off the fucked up things wrong with our society to change it. You're hurting people in their pocketbook if you try to affect change. And when you hurt people in their pocketbook, they come out swinging. So that's a problem. That is a problem. Burns flag. Well, I think only people that benefit are the banks because they're... Yeah, right, exactly. The sweep. The sweep. And the sweep is where it's at. Fletch is funny, right? I mean, it's so simple, but the people who are making money off the inefficiencies, the fines, the this, that... Like I was saying last Friday, do you fully comprehend how much we are controlled by the government? Do you have any idea how much we are truly controlled? Can you do anything without the government saying yes or no? Really? Having a baby costs tens of thousands of dollars. And if you have one at home, by yourself, they're gonna arrest your ass for like prenatal abuse. You must go into the system. You cannot catch a fish. You cannot catch a fish, eat it, or throw it back without permission and paying money to catch a fish. You cannot harvest game. You cannot collect rainwater. You cannot cross a bridge. Oh, but that money's going for the upkeep of the bridge. Bullshit it is. You're telling me if they did away with tolls, all the bridges would collapse? Maybe in 100 years. like life after people level shit. But no. Well, name one thing you can do that you don't have to ask permission. Oh, you want to get married? Guess what? Sign these documents, pay this fee. Even in the marriage, there's nothing you could technically do that you don't require permission from big brother and sister in the grand scheme of things. Come on now. And just, I mean, maybe there's one or two, you can knock boots maybe, but now the government wants to be in your bedroom too. Oh, we don't like the type of SEX that you have. What? Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing. The overreach, Reagan called it. He's just like, I'm sorry, you people are going to be screwed, blued, and tattooed when I'm gone. And he called it. He freaking called it. But there is nothing that we can do that we don't require permission for. Want to buy a car? Let's sign these 99 documents. All right, they're your loan documents, whatever. Oh, now you must get this level of insurance, and you must do this, and you must, even a freaking driver's license. I mean, everything is regulated, you know? Except breathing? I don't know. Name something that's not, that you don't need permission for, that you don't feel like, oh, I hope I get this. Name one thing that you don't need, everything good in life is like, ooh, maybe I'll get permission. Like, we need permission to live. Think about it. And the only freedom that we're gonna have from having to ask permission for things is financial stability. And if you're not like seeking to improve your position in life, I mean, not that it's all about money, but money equates to freedom. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. It equates to freedom. You know, if you took, but I like my freaking cinnamon lattes for $9 a day. If you took that same $9 a day and stuck it in SCHD, guess what? In like 20 years, you'd have $200,000 or some such freaking crazy number. There's a lot to be said for it. Powder girl, how you doing? You know, there's a lot to be said for that. But people are just like, won't happen to me, or people want everything immediate. Yeah, vehicle registration, what a freaking scam that is. Oh, you own it, but we still, you gotta pay us to own your car. I mean, I wouldn't mind paying like $50 for the freaking tin plate on the back or whatever, so they know who the hell I am. Registered in a database, so if it's stolen, registered in a database in case, you know, someone's doing nefarious shit with it. But I gotta pay a few $100s a year? In New York, I went and bought a big old Suburban, right? I was driving sports cars and shit, and then I bought this big giant Suburban and whatnot. Loved it. And like my registration was like stupid. I'm like, why is my registration so freaking stupid now? They're like, oh, because and my insurance too. Your vehicle is big, heavy, and can crush other vehicles now. So you have to pay more than the person that you're gonna crush. I'm like, that sounds like a them problem. If they driving around in some little freaking smart car, that should not be a me problem. That should be a them problem. You know, the fact that I have survivability and visibility should not be a liability to me. But that's how the government's like, oh, if we can afford $47K for a Suburban, we can get some more registration out of him. They're licking their freaking chops. You see how life works, right? If you don't, and it's never too late. Don't say I'm too old or whatever, too young, too old. The Bitcoin. Just saying. Not that I have any. I don't do that. I don't do that shit. Anyway. Woo! Quite the conversation. We went all over place. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Palantir, PLTR. Okay, last thing. PLTR, we talked about that when, licensing your cat. Here, you can get this jail time if you don't microchip your animal. They could literally put you in jail in Vegas for not microchipping your vehicle and for not vaccinating your vehicle. And vaccinations, just like in humans, oh, there goes my mom. They're gonna ding this video because I said the truth. You know, vaccinations in people are stupid. I don't care what you say. Vaccinations in animals are equally stupid. It does cause health problems, but if you don't vaccinate your animal, what happens? They confiscate it and euthanize it. Okay? And fine the shit out of you. You know, you're the bad person. Anyway, what the hell are we talking about? Something. Oh, PLTR. PLTR. They're going through the roof. Remember 21, 20, now they're at 180. What did I tell you about DDS, Dillard's? They're at 600. Anyway. When was I saying, like, this looks pretty interesting at, like, 280? I started looking at it when 45 bucks, I'll admit it, but whatever. Same thing with Walmart. I started looking at that shit when it was like 40 bucks. Anyway. PLTR. They're a dream company, but they invented some crazy shit. I mean, granted, they're an AI-based company, they're government contractor. They came up with a drone that's this big. Like literally this big, right? It has a 3 milligram charge on it. You know, boom. And they could land it anywhere they want. Like your head. Hey, I will read your all cap message. See, the fact that you type that in all caps makes me not want to read it whatsoever. It could be the greatest message on earth, but the fact that you put it on all caps is like, it takes the steam out of anything you want to say. The all cap shit. It's just like, why are you yelling at me, bro? Or it's just like, it just stands out like, look at me, I'm just going to say something, you know? It's like, if you're trying to get a point across, drop the caps. Let what you're gonna say stand on its own 2 feet without the caps. The caps automatically, I dismiss anything that's in caps, and I think 90% of the people on the planet read shit, dismiss anything that's in all caps. It's just screaming for attention for no reason. So, maybe I'll read it, maybe I won't. So they fly these, okay, I'm just saying. That wasn't directed to you, that was a PS public service announcement. So now I will read it. Why is why? What's going on, man? Okay, so PLTR comes up with this micro drone that's got a shape charge. Not only does it have a regular 3 milligram charge, it's a shape charge. If you know anything about shape charges, look it up. So they fly it, it can land on your freaking helmet and go boop, expired. So they could fly into a battle-like situation with these drones, send like, all right, you got like a whole platoon heading your way. So you send out like 1,000 of these things. No way you miss it. And they're like this big. And you can just, an entire platoon, an entire brigade, definitely a squad. And this is what PLTR came up with. Now, this could end war. It could literally end war. This might bring about peace on Earth. This little devastating thing. I mean, it's crazy as fuck that they could just waste someone by flying a drone onto your back, onto your chest, onto your, it goes through helmets, poof, eliminated. People won't want to go to war if you know that there's a million bees heading your way with a little friggin' shape charge that there's no way you're gonna run for. You can't swat them, you can't do shit with them. They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. And they're like this big. Oh, well, we're gonna do radio jamming and all. No, guys, dudes, women, they will not want to go to war if they know that that technology exists. So it might bring peace on Earth. I don't know. But that's some scary-ass technology. What up? So, yeah. Ask Gemini. What the hell do I want to ask Gemini? I don't want to ask Gemini shit. Peace on Earth, goodwill towards man. Alright, so now I'm going to read this. So explain why you support the troops when you have so much beef with the government. By the way, I'm not Trump hater or anything of that sort. Why do I support the troops? I support the troops. If I don't, I'm not saying I don't support the government. I don't support government overreach. I don't support government control. I don't support a government grift. I don't support government waste. I don't support government corruption. But we need a government. Let's just face it. I'm just saying I wish it was, you know, a finely tuned machine that stayed within its original purpose, was to serve its citizens. We serve them. Here's my problem. We serve the government. The government was intended to serve us. We elect them to represent us. Now we serve the government. That's the problem. That's as simple as it can be. We serve the government. The government does not serve us. We are subjects of the government. We think we're electing our officials, but we're choosing who's going to rule over us. And we're picking the one that's going to be least fucked up in our lives. That's it. That's all. They're not serving our interests the way you think they are. You know, that's the problem I have. Someone who signs up to be a Marine, Air Force, Navy, whatever, that's an individual who loves his country and wants to defend it against enemies, foreign and domestic. I respect that. There's no way I can demonize someone who's willing to surrender the only thing that he truly has to surrender, he or she, which is their life, on my behalf, for my freedom, for my protection and my sovereignty of whatever the government allows. I'm going to always honor that. And I'll honor, law enforcement too, in the same category. That's kind of a calling. But the government, they don't represent the government. Most military people are doing it out of a sheer love of their country, of their family, God, family, and country. So I gotta respect that. There's probably some wackos in there are like, ooh, I could legally whack people if I put on this uniform. Cool story. You're gonna give me like hand grenades and shit? Fun. Yeah, I'm sure there's some people there, and there's some, some dark operators and stuff, some black baggers, but overall, no. Someone who's willing to give up their lives for mine. How could you not respect that? How could you not respect that? That's how I feel. Oh yeah, absolutely. We should keep our damn nose out of other people's business. 100% we should. We shouldn't be like playing policeman of the world. In some cases we should stabilize things because they have global ramifications. But if the Crane and the Rus want to figure out their shit, I'll watch it on TV. I don't want to send our young men over there or send our pew-pews and our whatever. This would have been resolved like in a week if we hadn't interfered. And so what? So what? What's that even our problem? Well, we're friends. Same thing with politics. You rub my back, I'll rub yours. You hold my illegal voting machines in your country. Did I just say that? You run those biolabs in your country and we'll send you some pew-pews. Just had nothing to do with nothing. But anyway, yeah. Just let me fix the world. I'll fix it like a week. I think we all could. You know, I thrive on idea solving. And I'm floating right now. Those last 3 coffees, just absolutely, I had one before I got here. They're going through me. Anyway, I'm gonna jet. I look forward to hanging. What is it? It's 8:20 already? Holy cow. I've been talking to moles off rhinoceros. That's from Primus, in case you wanted to know. Talk to moles off rhinoceros. That was Harold of the Rocks. Harold of the Rocks. Alright, people, I'm gonna get going. I loved hanging out with you. It was cool hanging out with Chris. Hope you got to meet him too. Thank you, Paramount. I hope everyone has an absolute awesome weekend. This week coming up is going to be, I don't know, I'll tell you in advance, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming this Friday, but I'll try to get out. It's going to be a lot of things going on this week. It's going to be like a busy week. It's going to be like a busy freaking month. But yeah, if I can, I will. So the only way you're going to find out is if you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least one time a week for now. Life is what it is, and I enjoy spending it with you guys. So do the things, click on the links, and I appreciate the help with the coffee and the things. So yeah, I love you. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.